Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about Saint Death'S Herald by C.S.E. Cooney. Saint Death'S Herald is the second book in the Saint Death trilogy. We talked about book 1, Saint Death's Daughter, a couple of months ago. It was a book that had been on my TBR for a couple of years here, and one that I was so delighted to read right on the cusp of book 2 arriving in April. And finally, because I loved book 1 so much, I had to read book 2 with a quickness. Saint Death'S Herald picks up a little ways after book 1, but where book 1 is expansive, taking place over, a number of years with pinch points. It expands and it contracts in its episodes. Saint Death'S Herald is very tightly focused in terms of the amount of time that it covers. It's only a span of about a week and a half in essentially early March. We pick up about 3 weeks before the spring equinox. So here in the summer, it's nice to have some of the chill and sleet and icy frigidness, that gelid quality of some lousy Smarch weather. We've been here with a heat dome for the last week or so in my neck of the woods, so having that, bit of icy chill was a nice change of pace in my reading. And it has even this wonderful, 100-page section that's devoted to a span of time of about an hour, if that, which was just really desperately, deeply cool. I was so into that. Totally obsessed. It picks up with the quest that Lainey, Miscellaneous Immiscible Stones, has been tasked with by her patron deity, Duodena, goddess of death, to rope in her great-grandfather, Irradiant Radithor Stones, Grandpa Rad, who is a genocidal freak who has, for the last, 100 or so years, berated her and various members of the Stones family from his, box that he's imprisoned with 36 Skachmari, or Skaki, wizards who he drained of life 100 years prior. And now he's back and embodied and going to cause problems on purpose. And we have this wonderful, dichotomy of the heroic necromancer and the sort of fallen necromancer, these two characters who are, family members who are tied to the same divinity, who interact with this power in very different ways. And we see this, I think, really neatly in the way that they interact with the magic. We get to see some scenes from the perspective of Irradiant Stones. And, the necromancy in this world has a citrus quality. And so for Lainey, it's always this bright, fresh, refreshing citrus. And for Irradiant, it's rot and moldy, mildewy citrus that's turned. The way that, leave an orange out and it'll get powdery or something like that. And smell too sweet and just not quite right. Something that's turned in the way that something has really turned in him. It's just these books, they have a wonderful understanding of language, of poetry, of rhythm and rhyme, and lush description. We have funky shapeshifters who engage with materiality and the body in different ways. We have strange eggs and icy wizards and just desperately, desperately cool magic. I am overjoyed to read this now, and also like, well, where's book 3? What's going to happen in book 3? What's going to happen? I need to know. I'm very excited, and it'll come my way, and I will be gloriously patient for it, and likely I'll probably do some rereading when it comes around, because they have this quality of rereadability where you want to just immerse yourself back in this supreme command of language that Cooney brings to the stories. And so, of course, we had to have a drink. Our drink today is the Erre'Elur, named for this manifestation of Duodena, the goddess of death, and the sort of northern country of Skakmat, which we had alluded to in Book 1, and where our characters sort of depart for a portion of Book 2 here. This sort of goddess of death as the woe queen of winter, and this freezing, icy quality to it as well. But still, plenty of citrus. And, as you can see, we've got our blender out, because it's summertime here in my neck of the woods, and I want something frosty freezy. Our Erre'Elur is a mocktail as well, so great for savvy sippers of all ages and persuasions. And we're going to start by making this one a double. When we get the blender out, we really want to make for more than one person. And so we're going to start with 4 ounces of ruby red grapefruit juice. If you were making this for just 1, you'd have 2 ounces. To that, we are going to add 2 ounces of lemon juice. Lovely. Perfect. Just a splash more. And 1 ounce of guava puree. Now, I like the guava puree, wrong side, because it's like deliciously tropical, and I think that Lainey would really dig that. And 2, because it's wonderfully pink, and we have this delightful sort of combinations of pinks and yellows in this series. Lovely, get that down in there. And because it is a little bit thick, sometimes you'll want to do your citrus, your liquids, in your jigger to wash it out. Sometimes just do as I do and get your spoon in there. We saw our Panthalma, our cocktail, for Book 1 with a fair amount of citrus in it, and it ended up with this beautiful goldeny yellow color. This is going to be a little bit more of that pink in contrast, so we'll get to have our beautiful yellow book cover and our delicious pink mocktail, perfect for miscellaneous stones. Finally, into our blender, we're going to get a couple of dashes of Peychaud bitters. These are going to have this rosehip anise, sort of licorice quality to them. We have this beautiful pitcher of rosehip tea late in the book, and I just love the Peychaud bitters in cocktails and mocktails alike, because they're like light and pink and effervescent, and I mean, not effervescent in that they have bubbles, but effervescent in their quality, in that they like lift you up and make everything feel brighter and sunnier. Like, that's what Peychaud bitters is to me. One of my favorite aromatic bitters, and I think it's going to add a whole lot to our cocktail. Well, it already has, but you'll have to take my word for it. Then we'll add our ice. Woo! And I will try not to drop. That gets nice ice down in there. Beautiful. Get our lid of our blender on and give that a nice blending. We'll give this a stir. Yeah. Sometimes when you're blending things, of course, you get those little air pockets. Yeah. Nice, frosty, freezy, slushy, perfect for the Death Queen of Winter. And because we've got so much, we'll get in a glass here. We'll get that most of the way, but not quite all the way. You can do it either way. So we'll have this one be just that, and then we'll have another. Perfect. Where we have a little bit, see, one for you, one for a friend. Very much in line with the ethos of miscellaneous immiscible stones. So, for those who like a little bit of extra effervescence, I'm going to top this with some lime seltzer, using the Spindrift lime here because it's nice and citrusy, good and refreshing. Perfect. Give that just a little stir for a little bit of bubbly brightness in this frosty, freezy mocktail. Then finally, we are going to garnish our Erre'Elur with a last bit of citrus, some orange rind. Get an orange. We want a nice broad swathe of orange peel. Perfect. Like so. We're going to take this orange peel that you've taken, get a match, and light our match. Perfect. Get our orange peel and just flame. As you can see, you'll get some sparks that fly across your cocktail glass. Perfect. That get that little bit of orange peel into your drink. Those flaming orange oils, a whole new take on that orange flavor. And so there you have it. The Erre'Elur is a mocktail inspired by Saint Death'S Herald, another citrusy panthalamic marvel from Doadena and the world of Atha for miscellaneous immiscible stones. Saint Death'S Herald is available now. I've got a link to snag it in the description down below, as well as links to various forms of social media, including Blue Sky and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. Got a link to purchase my book, Cocktails and Consoles, 75 Cocktails and Mocktails, inspired by the wonderful world of video games. If you're looking for more exciting garnishes, like that flaming orange peel, we've got a lot of those there in that book. We don't really do it a ton here on Bar Cart Bookshelf, because they can be hard to demonstrate on camera while I'm talking to all of you. But if you're interested in doing that, I really love to do them, and I have them included in Cocktails and Consoles. Hit that like button. It makes me so happy when you do. Subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. We've got some great drinks and books coming at you here this July and heading into August all summer long. Try the drink. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And until next time, cheers.